Hey, we back. Happy holidays to y'all. Happy holidays to everyone out there. We officially in holiday season. And before we get going, if y'all could please like, subscribe, follow us on all social media platforms at 77 Flavor Shy. And if you're watching on YouTube right now, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, the thumbs up button, the notification button is easy. You right there. So just go ahead, do it. Refer a friend to refer a friend. All right. You ready for today's trivia question?
I'm ready.
It's a good one. Now, I thought of the Native Americans since we just had, Thanksgiving, the Native Americans.
I said, oops.
Oh, I thought you said, who? I was like, damn, well, we got to revisit this whole. All right. Today's trivia is about the Chicago River system. How many miles is the Chicago River system? Shit. Is it A, 100 miles, B, 230 miles, or C, 156 miles? We'll give you some time to think about that.
All of those are too many.
Yeah, it's a lot. All of those are options, though. So, but we'll get right back to it after the introduction. 77 Flavors of Chicago right now.
This is the podcast where we visit all 77 of Chicago's historic neighborhoods and discuss their heritage and taste the amazing food.
And if you know anything about us, we love two things, food and Chicago. So I can't wait to burn this gas money.
You ready?
Let's get it.
This is the 77 Flavors of Chicago, the podcast.
Hey. Welcome back to community area number 75 for the team. Episode, I don't know where we at, 89. 89.
Is it really?
Yeah, we at 89. We going down two more of these, and we about to hit 90. No, three, including this one.
Oh.
Including this one.
Do we always?
Yeah, I always do that. We including this one. But before we get to all the formalities and all that good stuff, I'm going to give y'all one more chance to figure out this question. Today's question is about the Chicago River system. How many miles is the Chicago River system? Is it A, 100 miles, B, 230 miles, or C, 156 miles? And with that, we got today's guest on here. While we get, I'm gonna start a little bit more for him. I'm gonna start a little bit more. We got some special guests on here. My brother-in-law, my sister, DeAnna and Bob Spoerl. Y'all make some noise for the Spoerls. Make some noise for them. Yeah, happy holidays.
Thank you for having us here. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Indigenous Peoples Eve.
There you go. Well, it's
this guy.
Yeah. Well, that's if you listening to this on Monday, Indigenous People Day was like 3 days ago, but we got we get it. Do y'all know the question? The answer to today's question.
I have a guess.
I love Sarah does these wonderful deductions.
I'm gonna guess 156 because that's very randomly specific.
Yeah, I should have been a little
not to throw us off.
No. I'm gonna give you that one because that was.
Thank you.
If you guess C, 156, I was not creative with the.
The other ones were like 200, 100, 156.
Yeah. I should have been a little bit more specific. Let me give you the real answer. The Chicago River system starts at the mouth of the North Branch at Lake Michigan, all the way up there, right around the Deerfield area, and extends all the way south to Lockport, Illinois. We've been by Lockport many times. Yes, I mean DeAnna.
Oh.
DeAnna.
I was like,
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
I love y'all, Lockport.
I don't love them that much.
What's the love about Lockport?
Yeah, right. The Calumet River system was connected to the Chicago River in 1922 via the Cal-Sag Canal, and I said that on purpose because I'm fancy. Yeah, canal.
what?
Anybody know what?
Yeah.
Anybody know what the Cal-Sag SAG stands for?
Ooh.
Yeah, here, let me tell you, because it's
Saggy balls.
No, wow. Calumet Saganashki.
Oh,
yes. It connects the South Branch to the Chicago Sanitary Ship Canal, which, and we do early fun facts. This is the trivia here. That portion is about 30 miles long. And the reason why I'm talking about the Calumet River system and part of the Chicago River system, we'll get to it in a second. The Chicago Sanitary and Shipping Canal replaced the Illinois and Michigan Canal. So for those of you that have been listening to us, and we talked about the I&M Canal for many years, many episodes here, but the Chicago Sanitary and Shipping Canal replaced it. Now, that is all in part of the reversal of the Chicago River, which really is kind of like the birth line vein of Chicago, if we're being honest with it. Trade routes, the water, the sanitization, we know this is a big lifeline. So that is all part of the reversal of the Chicago River. The digging and execution was the reason that the Panama Canal was started in 1906. Did you know that? Did you know that? That was the influence. Yet again, more evidence that Chicago is the greatest city in the world. Give me my coin.
I mean, you give yourself the
look,
coins.
I don't.
You know,
I don't know. I didn't know all of that.
Yeah.
But isn't it also true that the reversal of the Chicago River dumped our waste
Yeah. Well,
into
St. Louis. Yeah.
But also, it's St. Louis.
Yeah. Hey,
look. I'm not a
Their
St.
teams
Louis
aren't
fan.
shit anymore. I'll tell you that much.
No, they getting our shit. Yeah. But with that, welcome to another episode, 77 Flavors of Chicago. Dario.
Sarah.
And again, we join here with the crew from Grocery Chat, Bob and
I guess
DeAnna
we have
Spoerl.
to say why they're here because it can't just be nepism.
What
Oh,
we gonna
right. No,
explain?
we don't believe that.
We can explain why they're here. You know what I mean? Like it's.
Nepotism.
No. I'm giggling, but I don't know what that word means.
It's like when someone you're related to gets a job because they're related.
Oh,
to you.
okay. I know
So-
that's not why. That's
No,
not.
no, it's not why. I'm just saying.
That's funny. But
To give other reasons.
yeah, no, they're here to talk. They got a dope thing. Obviously, it's the holiday season. We celebrate with family here.
Oh, yeah.
Not Cameron here or on the mic are your brother and
siblings.
sister. Yeah. Here we got Raid and Sama. Come on,
pronunciation.
boy.
Pretty good, yeah.
Hey, you
Good
got goddamn
pronunciation.
coin. You know, y'all give me
All these fucking
my God,
coins.
goddamn coin.
Just-
No, but so it's a family affair in here today for this holiday kind of episode. But they are here because they have a dope podcast that they also started, stopped, coming back, talk to the people.
They took a little break.
They did. They did. Took a little break. Talk to them.
We had to take a little break.
Sabbatical.
Yes.
Let people know who y'all are. You know, and talk to them real quick.
So we are married.
Hey, she said disclaimer right off top.
we gotta let people know because sometimes we go into like sales calls and whatnot, and they see the same last name. They're like, "You're not German." And I'm like,
Like, wow,
That's
what?
true.
I'm like, yeah, I married a German woman. I took her last name, you know?
Who knows what those slaves were doing back in the day?
Wow.
Damn, right. I'm just
Wow.
saying.
yeah, we started Grocery Chat 2020.
Mhm.
Man,
It's a long time ago.
I cannot believe
With the
it.
pandemic, is different.
Yeah.
That pandemic is different.
Wait, was it 20?
2020, right?
May 2020, yeah.
Dang, that was a month before. No. We
No.
2021.
We did 2021.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we started that during the pandemic because we wanted to save our marriage.
Dang, wow.
I'm kidding.
I mean, ours started as date night too.
yeah.
Yeah, we were at home just wanted to bring some cheer and some joy to the world because everybody was depressed and
It was a deep, dark place.
Yeah.
real bad.
What
real
what
bad
is
place.
what is your podcast?
Yeah. What is it about? What do y'all talk about?
Started
What did
about
we talk
grocery
about?
lists. It was just literally about
Well,
grocery lists.
I love
Yeah.
I love the one episode where it's just DeAnna like
rattling off.
yeah,
We're getting
those are my
blueberries.
favorite.
If y'all
Because
follow
it's like
DeAnna
her
on Twitter.
Twitter. It's like her Twitter come to life.
In real life. Yeah.
Amazing.
Follow her.
Yeah.
Buyer beware.
Yeah, I'm about to say. I was like, you do that if you want
Not
to.
promote that too much, dog.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I really got to separate business from Twitter. Yeah, no, I mean, here's the thing. We were like, hey, there's so many podcasts out there. What are people not talking about? Okay? Whoever talks about the grocery list. Because we do.
Yeah.
And it's
Right.
one of those things where I know we're not the only people who sit there and think about what the hell we're about to go buy at the grocery store.
Yeah. I don't even think. I don't
Well,
even go.
you don't even go to the grocery store.
I don't even go. That's a Sarah
You
thing.
went today.
I did. Very easy. Bam,
And
bam, boom.
What'd you get?
I got some butter.
That's a basic.
That's a basic. It's
yeah.
on the back wall.
Butter,
You know,
butter.
I just walk towards the
You
milk.
got the wrong butter.
No,
but
I
it's
didn't.
fine.
You
How
sent
do
me
you
a
get the
picture.
wrong butter? How
Sarah,
do you get
Sarah,
the wrong butter?
salted or unsalted?
Well, salt. I asked for salted, but I also asked for a block of butter,
But-
and he got this like.
But
this
they didn't have.
spreadable butter.
They didn't see. She didn't ask the question. They didn't have the block. They only had the spreadable, and they had the unsalted.
Where did
block.
you go? Where
I
did
went
you
to
go
Jewel.
to
I
get-
went to Jewel Osco.
Jewel didn't have block butter.
I know they didn't have the block butter she wanted.
I wanted the Kerrygold block butter.
See, y'all tried to trap her
Irish
brother.
butter.
Yeah.
Y'all trying
No,
to
no, because
Oh,
this
you're
is,
choking. Sorry.
this is like when you order from Instacart.
Literally. You know
And
what?
Wait
you're
a
like,
minute.
of all the substitutes,
Wait a
Yeah.
goddamn
you
minute.
could have
Let's-
gotten. You got something
In
completely
Instacart,
different.
Instacart could be a sponsor sometime down the road. So let's
No,
keep it.
fuck them.
Yeah, wow. Well, I mean, yeah, no.
I mean, I use
can do
Instacart.
both.
Think about perfect brand
Yeah,
combo, right?
Well, we got Getter.
You know, it's
Get
called,
it.
it's called,
Does
it's
suck,
called
though, yeah.
Gatier.
Good tier? Oh, we get tier? Shoot, they
Oh,
be
is it
getting
good
tier
tier?
late.
It's
Shit.
Gatier. I saw an ad on YouTube and it said Gatier. I was like,
No, it's
Really?
I
Getter.
don't see that guy biking.
No, no, no.
It's the same
yeah,
guy.
it's Gatier.
No, it's get tier. They said it. I heard them.
Oh.
Because at first, I said get
Dead serious.
Who are they?
the radio man.
The people.
The radio man. Anyway, y'all podcast. So y'all are getting it back together, going again. What's going on?
Yeah, we're trying to make it a little less about grocery lists, a little more about,
Other
overall.
lists? Other
yeah.
lists?
Oh, lists. I love lists.
Well, I was
going
gonna say, so we run a communications firm, and I'll say, let's just call it Good Communications,
Hey.
Yeah.
GC.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Oh, that's a good way to
Maybe
use
godly communications. We could do like a
Oh,
Christian.
boy. Okay.
Oh.
TD
That,
Jakes.
that's a different
That's a
type of
different-
audience.
Gonna be a lot of
You got-
hi.
We gonna get a
Who's
sweat.
making these
Very
noises?
guttural. Very guttural.
That,
God lives in the guttural.
You know?
Deep in the soul.
Subscribe.
that's very odd.
Here's the thing: if we were to go that route, y'all laugh. But the Christian community, man, y'all are so easy to get though.
Wow. Here
All
we
you
go.
got to do is
I know,
put
that's why-
Jesus on it, and it sells.
That's why Trump said he's running as a Republican.
Every
That's
every every contemporary pop song could be a Christian song. You just
Okay.
put in God there instead of.
Yep.
Hey, look, let Kirk Franklin produce it. We get anything to be a gospel song. Anyway, when do y'all look like y'all started back up? When do y'all?
It was supposed to be
You know,
November. Now looking like
January 7th.
January 6th. That's great. I love it. January
That's
7th.
a-
You
that's
heard
a
it
good
first.
Specific date. I like the specificness
It's like
of
the
that.
second
January
week
7th.
of January.
That sounds good too. January 7th. We like the number 7 anyway.
We love the number
It's
7.
the day of the Lord.
Yeah, we got
Is
two
it?
of them
The day of the Lord.
Isn't it
Is
the day
it?
that
The,
the
the
Lord?
7th.
The,
Is it?
The
Yes,
Lord.
on the 7th day.
Oh, I
day.
see. I see. Like
But
in the
isn't
Bible.
that the day that he
Yeah,
rested
yeah.
though?
Yeah, that's true. That is the day of the Lord. His day of rest.
Exactly. It's literally his day.
If you're
Tangent.
why did he have to rest?
Why did he have to rest? I could be
Isn't
just
he God?
continue to give me money. That's what
Tune into Godly Chat to
to figure that out.
Godly Communications.
Communications.
But this went left. Anyway, y'all.
Back to Chicago history.
Yeah. Let's get in tune with it. DeAnna Bob, this is how we get down. We always woo-saw right before. Let's get it.
It's a little bit of inspiration.
There we go. We get ready to learn, y'all. We are in South Chicago community area number 46. And again, this is it's bittersweet for
Did you
us.
just say community number
No,
75?
no, this is our 75th community area we've done on the
Oh,
podcast.
oh, oh.
Community area number 46 is South Chicago. The boundaries to the north, 79th Street.
Okay.
To the south, Calumet River. To the east, Lake Michigan. To the west, South Chicago Avenue. The neighborhoods, South Chicago, and the Bush, which we'll get to. I'll talk
I
about
didn't
it.
even,
The bush.
Yeah, there's the bush.
There's bushes.
and it's the south part of
The south part.
Yeah,
Yep,
it's South
yep,
Chicago.
yep.
Got it.
Nothing wrong with the bush.
That's what she said.
Anyway, why the name South Chicago? In 1836, the first village in the area was called Calumet after Louis Benton first settled the area and built a stagecoach shop called the Calumet House. And for those that don't know what a stagecoach is the horse-drawn carriage type of thing. Is that type of thing?
Is that scientific?
Yes, it is. In 1856, developer James Brown, I'm just playing, James Bowen, James Bowen came through and called it Ainsworth. Now, I did some research on as to why it was called Ainsworth. Got no results. However, there are some law firms here in Chicago called Ainsworth and something Association. No, I don't know if there's any associate. I don't know if there's any correlation, but I couldn't find any reason why they just called it Ainsworth. Anyway, there was a train track built there in the same year, 1856, called Ainsworth as well. Due to all the retail, residential, and industry in the area, they called it South Chicago. And the reason why they called it South Chicago is because they wanted to kind of show that there was industry in the area in a small area outside of Chicago, and they could be just as good. So they called it South Chicago in the likeness of Big Chicago.
Is it just as good?
I've been there. The people are good. The people are good. The tallest building is the church.
Really?
Yeah. We'll talk a little bit more.
Godly chat.
Yeah,
more godly chat.
Godly communication.
That was a good callback. You'll get a coin. We'll get you a coin for that one. So here's the thing. We talked about how after the Chicago fire, we just talked about this actually in West Englewood community area. Go back one episode. After the Chicago fire in 1871, industry moved south as well as the people. So when, the reason why they moved south is because city burned down. It was kind of like a fresh start for everybody. And they were like, well, we didn't like those big buildings anyway. And the plan was to build the buildings again. So people want to kind of spread out and be, smaller, quieter, and things like that. So a lot of people moved to the southern community areas and the surrounding areas. Irish, Swedes, Scots, Welsh, and Germans all worked in various industries out here. Now, keep in mind, this area that we're talking about is like southeast Chicago, southeastern part of Chicago. If you look and visualize top down on the map, it is like right around the Hegwish, right around the South Deering area. And we talked about how there's a lot of industry, steel worker and things like that in that area. And that's exactly what those people came down and did, right? They worked on steel, grain, railroads are huge down here, and lumber yards. And if you remember, the only remaining lumber yard in Chicago is in Hegwish. So a lot of that area was in here. So there's two companies that I want to point out. One was the Brown Iron and Steel Company in 1875, and then the South Works of North Chicago Milling Company in 1880. They provided many of the jobs down there. Now, the reason why I want to talk about those two is because if you look at it, they're South Chicago, and I told you South Chicago is one of the community areas, right? That South Works really provided a lot of jobs in there. Matter of fact, fun fact here, South Works provided so many jobs that it also was the steel. That's where the steel came from, where a lot of the buildings used in downtown Chicago used to rebuild the city. So that's where a lot of the steel came from, buildings such as the Sears Tower and McCormick Place and other historic Chicago places. Wow. The area in South Works is 240 acres, right? And, this is still part of the fun fact. This is the first fun fact where I'm going to leave you on the cliffhanger because I feel like we're going to come back here and talk more about it because this is actually really interesting. It's a vacant lot, so to say, right? It's a vacant area that was developed, tried to be redeveloped. They stopped, they started, and they really don't know, but they know what they want to do. It's got a lot more interesting things I'll talk about a little bit more later in the episode, but keep Southworks in mind because in 1889, the area was annexed to Chicago, again, as part of the township, the Hyde Park Township, which Hyde Park, DeAnna Bob, if you all don't know, that Hyde Park was pretty much the entire south side of Chicago. At one point. So you think about the South Side right now, we're from the South Side. That was all Hyde Park at one point. That's how big Hyde Park was. To the point it had its own township. It was considered a suburb.
It's still a suburb.
It's still a suburb. It's pretty dope now.
It's like where white people used to go to vacation.
Yeah, literally.
I know, I'm dead serious.
Yeah, Abraham Lincoln and Mary Todd.
Abraham Lincoln and Mary Todd.
Right? Wow. Ain't that a name?
That is her name.
Yeah, Mary Todd Lincoln, right?
I had too many cookies to be answering these.
Here's more. 1901, the U.S. Steel Corps bought Southworks. Now, of course, that grew the population. It added more immigrant workers because there was a big strike in the area. And the workers that they added was Polish, Italians, Mexicans, blacks. Now, the blacks were hired as they called them stevedores, and a stevedore is a person that's contracted to work on the docks for unloading in that area. So, of course, canals in that area. That's what the blacks were hired for, right?
They put us by water?
They put us. Ain't that ironic? And we didn't get back on the boat to go back home. Hey, hold on. Bruh. I get it. Now, what they did was, not all stories here in Chicago history are beautiful or pretty and dolled up. The blacks lived in a different part of the area. That's how they did us back in those times. They put us close to the mouth of the canal, right? And that's where they worked, and that's where they lived most of the time. In that area, it was filled with a lot of soot from the steel furnaces and all the pollution in that area. That is the area called the bush.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
So
where they put.
It's not a good bush.
Exactly. Not,
I mean,
not
even a bad bush
That's
is a
what
good bush.
So this is just proof
I want to
that
find myself in that bush.
due to your color, you wouldn't have found yourself.
I've been vacationing in
Play
Hyde
around
Park.
in a little bit of that soot. Then you might pass.
Damn. So of course these are bad conditions. Due to this, and this is why I still want to continue on with South Works. Due to all this turmoil, in 1919, a major strike happened. 365,000 workers nationwide protested or went on strike with South Works and in the industry because of these bad labor practices and the way they were treated. Blacks were treated, and other minorities, not just the blacks. You know what I mean? Primarily the blacks, but white folks were just treated just as bad. You had bad conditions you were living in. You weren't getting paid a lot of wage. And you still had to make all the steel for all these buildings across, that part of America, right? It was unsuccessful, right? All they did was they said, "Hey, we hear you. Let's hire." Unfortunately, this sounds bad, but they just hired a lot of Mexicans. And this is how the Latino population actually became to be one of the largest in the Midwest. And we've talked about, huge Latino population in Little Village. We talked about it in Humboldt Park, all over, especially the southwestern part of Chicago. This is where a lot of people came from, because instead of hiring these temporary workers to fill in the void for the strikers, they just said, "Hey, we'll hire you on. Forget those people." And that's how this area, South Chicago, became predominantly Hispanic now. Ain't that interesting?
That's crazy.
Yeah, that is. It is crazy.
You making me mad. You should have picked us for a different episode.
when you talk about the South side of Chicago, all of the South side of Chicago, the history is not, it's not all glamorous.
The history in America of bringing in Mexicans to do work that Americans didn't want to do is so funny to me, because why y'all mad that they're taking jobs?
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yeah, that's a good point.
Literally.
That is a good point. You know what I mean? Like,
Literally.
hey, you can't be mad at them for wanting jobs. You know what I mean? Like, and then you get mad that you gave them a job. That's crazy. It's crazy. Eventually, the strike went on, and they eventually won. We talked about this before when we talked about this area, especially the Pullman, the South Deering, Hagwish area. We talked about how they eventually unionized, right? So I won't go over that. Just go back and listen to those episodes again. But eventually they did one, and they unionized after the Great Depression. Of course, 1929 is when the Great Depression started. So after World War II, though, the population was about 50%, 50 black and 50 Mexican in that area. And long story short, I jumped to the end. It's still predominantly black and Mexican down there. When you look at all the restaurants, we'll talk about that in a few, but it's all Hispanic down there, and black type restaurants down there, Ethiopian restaurant. Pretty cool. Now, Southworks closed in 1992. Which is crazy, because you hear this history, you be like, "Oh, that's got to be a long ass time ago."
Yeah.
No, that's 1992. Southworks closed. Of course, that hurt the area, because a lot of the business, when you take the industry away, like we know, it just kills the vibe, right? So nobody has jobs. Now, this is where I said I want to come back and do like a separate episode on Southworks, because I didn't know this, but of that 240 acres, they started to redevelop the area, and it stopped. It started up again, and then it stopped yet again. Check this out. This was, if y'all remember when Chicago had to do the Olympic bid, right? When we tried to win it for 2016 Olympics. This was an area that they were going to use to build up some of those stadiums and provide jobs and things. Of course, you know that Chicago lost the bid. We were out quick when we made it to the top 3. They couldn't have said our name any faster. I swear, wow. But that was the site that was supposed to be. In 2002, get this, I didn't know this, Solo Cup began construction, the Red Solo Cup. They began construction on a building there, and they were going to take up the space, and then that stopped.
Wow.
Yeah. And then after that, there was a plan to make it residential with some parks to honor, especially the steel workers down there. But that was stopped.
Wow.
So right now, you can't go to the area. You can't go there. It's I think it's fenced off, but it's or not fenced off. But I mean, like you can't. It's restricted, right? You can't go in the area because they just don't know what to do. And there's talks to make that area something, right? I mean, they want to make it residential. They want to honor that. So that's why I say Southworks is pretty interesting because this whole town of South Chicago is basically built around industry. But if you go down there, and I was with those people down there, some of the nicest people in the world down there and hardworking. So you hope to see that they figure out that area. Not saying it's detrimental to is necessarily vital to like what's going on there now, because people are working, they're fine, everything's good. But to have a vacant land and they want to honor it somehow.
That's probably because it's haunted.
Yeah. You one of those haunted Chicago people? Is that you? Is that
I mean,
you wanted to haunted Chicago?
I like haunted Chicago. There's a lot of crazy stuff happening here.
It is a lot of crazy shit out there. But yeah, what y'all think about that history? That's we left it on a bit of a cliffhanger, but
I think it's fascinating, not shocking.
yeah, right.
Not too
Yeah.
shocking.
Right. Nothing
We're
shocking.
gonna put you here because we don't care.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
kind of stuff still happens today.
Yeah,
I was just gonna say, isn't that
it's
still
not-
happening?
Yeah, it's nothing surprising. But I mean, that's why I said, going down there, you wouldn't get
Yeah.
the sense of. And again, we talk about this all the time on the podcast. Like, there's nothing like we say. There's a lot of bad shit that goes on. You know how they did black people down there, and of course they're still in bad situations. But you talk to these people, and nobody is like in bad spirits. You know what I mean? Like frustrated.
Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah. You know what I mean? But again.
Sorry.
Is it here?
Bruh.
No, but like the community is strong, and that's one thing I like about it.
Yeah.
I love having the community be as strong as it is, especially talking about it. But because especially when you hear the history, I wonder how many people knew that about the Southworks. Southworks is a major part of that area,
Yeah.
and that's why I'm gonna do some more research on that. We're gonna get to the bottom of it. Community area number 78. No. Yeah. No. But it's Thanksgiving. We had food, and we're gonna talk about it because we did eat in the area. Yeah, we gotta talk about those. We had some fire ass tacos, y'all. But we'll be right back after the break.
Hello.
Hey,
Hey.
we're back.
We are.
Sorry if you're watching on YouTube. The battery died on the camera.
Yeah, for real.
And what is it? So you won't see me and Sarah on there, but the audio is good.
You'll be all right.
The audio is crisp.
Yeah, Chris.
Yeah. There
Welcome back to the food portion of the episode.
you go.
Today we went to one of the things we ate was from Birrieria Ocotlan, which
What do we say it?
See? Right. I say the same thing.
no, but you say it disrespectfully.
What you mean?
What's
I'll be saying it disrespectfully.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that's what I meant.
All I'm hearing is
That's
like
what I meant.
Biddy in Oakland or something. Biggie in Oakland.
Biggie and Ocotlan.
Come on now. What does Ocotlan mean?
Ocotlan.
What does it mean?
That is
You wouldn't
Just
even
a
know.
name.
Oh, is it?
I think it's also a city.
Oh, that's
sounds like a
weird.
city.
I
Yeah,
believe so.
It sounds like it means something,
It should.
right?
I mean,
Ocotlan.
it's a city.
Oh, okay.
It's like a town.
Where you from?
In, It's a town in Jalisco, Mexico.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Don't Jalisco mean beautiful people or something like that?
Mm.
does it?
I think so.
That's where the beautiful people live.
I think Jalisco
So
is like the home of the beautiful people, something like that.
Alright.
Yeah.
That sounds nice.
Yeah, right? See, look at your boy.
Look
Give me
at
a
your
coin.
boy.
Coin.
Look
Okay,
at
now
your-
she's playing.
okay.
No, the wrong button. Did it again.
That's what you get for.
That's
Why do
what-
you constantly give yourself coins?
Hey, look, when you got the board in front of
Well,
you,
what do you
know,
do with the coins?
Nothing.
you spend them on life.
Okay.
You know,
They mean nothing.
Spend them on FTX
Sounds
coins.
right. Sounds right.
They're crypto coins.
it's a good moral support. I think about them every now and then.
Aw.
And be like, you know what, I'm having a bad day, but at least I got 5 coins this week on the podcast.
It's a little
How
sad.
much groceries does that buy you?
You know, not
Zero.
enough. Shit. Anyway, Ocotlan.
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 Ocotlan. It's
Ocotlan.
a T in there.
Yes.
What? What is she talking about?
Ocotlan.
OCOTOTN.
Hey,
OCOCLA.
Anyway.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Anyway.
Oh wow.
Good thing this is not an Arabic episode because I just felt disrespected as hell.
No,
No,
what
we're
you mean?
celebrating.
Right.
We're celebrating words.
What?
Celebrating.
Celebrating.
Anyway, so Birrieria Ocotlan opened up in 1973,
Okay.
and they believe they were the first people to do goat birria
Oh boy.
in
real?
the city of Chicago.
Oh,
What?
wait a minute. We got to
So
talk to
they've
Birria.
they've been making birria since before birria was trendy.
Oh, wait a minute. What about Birria
Really?
Zaragoza?
Well, I don't know.
We got to talk to John.
That's
Shit,
interesting.
they're on Netflix now, so
Yeah, hey, shout out to Birria Zaragoza.
yeah, they made it. They made it on Netflix.
They made it on Netflix. I don't know when it comes out, but like, go check them out. They're gonna be
Yeah.
featured on a season of show talking about tacos. So,
Yeah.
they were on our podcast. We had them on the
Yeah,
podcast.
y'all put them on.
Yeah, no, John, I don't want to take the.
No, we did not.
He did give me
Okay,
the
no, we
Okay.
did not.
the
No
owner.
way.
The owner did give me his hat off his head right
yeah,
there.
for real. That's crazy.
And now
He
now
was
it's
so
legendary.
nice.
I'm definitely gonna have to go back there and be like, I need this sign now.
Yeah.
I need to
Yeah, please and thank you.
put a taco in it. for
Yeah,
me.
yeah, for real.
Put the meat in it.
Yeah.
That's what
Nah.
That's what she said.
anyway, so but the owner
Mhm.
says that the really the origins
Zaragoza.
the origins
I was going to go with it.
of
Yeah.
the restaurant started with his great grandfather in Mexico in 1926.
Oh,
So that's what the restaurant is based off of. So
Ocotlan?
it's-
Ocotlan?
what?
Ocotlan?
You're usually really good with pronouncing words.
this one
Why
is
is
tough.
this one getting you?
I don't know.
It's hard.
Ocotlan.
Yeah.
hard.
The T and the L together is throwing a brother for a loop. That is, it's hurt me kicking my ass, boy.
I mean,
I ain't never had, I ain't never seen a T and a L.
Your
Really?
class. Your
No.
class.
You know,
I'm trying to think of words that have T and L.
none.
What's a word that has a T and an L and an L?
Cuatro cuatro.
What?
Is that a
The,
word?
the feather serpent.
Oh.
Really?
TLC's got a T and an L in it.
There you go.
Hey, look at
Look
coin,
at Bob.
coin, Bob.
That's funny.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, but
Anyway,
so
so they started out serving a bunch of other food, but mostly goat birria, and now that's what they specialize in. You can get it by the pound, and that's what we did. We got the small birria, which comes the meat inside of the consomme, which is the broth,
Mhm.
and it comes with a bunch of tortillas, cilantro, onion, limes, and salsa.
And here's the thing about the place, right? So you can get your tortillas 75 cents for I think it's like for them to be cold. They give
Yeah.
you 12
Yeah.
tortillas for 75 cents.
That's pretty good.
12 tortillas for 75 cents cold. Hot, I think they're like $1 and some change.
And by cold, they are uncooked.
Yes.
Please don't eat
Yeah, right. Don't do that.
raw tortillas.
First of all, they're
If
gonna
people
break.
that don't like corn tortillas are eating them raw.
They're trash.
You don't like
That's
corn
'cause you're eating
tortilla?
them
The
raw.
people who
Oh
do
yeah.
that.
Oh,
Okay.
I was gonna say
We was
because
about to go in. No, I'm
'cause
playing
you-
that. We was about to go in.
if you're buying them from the grocery store and just eating them, they're raw.
Yeah, who does that though?
A lot of people. I'm telling you, people that don't like corn tortillas are actively eating them raw.
How do you
That's, ooh.
Go ahead, Bob. Go in on?
I was just gonna say.
What do you think
are
about-
supposed to not eat chicken raw too?
Hey, go ahead.
But like flour tortillas, you can eat it the way it is.
Yeah, right.
But corn, no.
Yeah, I know. What you
the
mean.
corn don't even feel like you should do that. Like, why? Anyway, that's not the point I was trying to make here.
In
Anyway,
case
the point that
you
I'm trying to
didn't
make
notice.
is,
I mean, that's why. That's why.
in that spot, so they give you a lot of food. They make it right there, right?
That's a shit.
They make the food right there, and you can see it over the counter right there. And they do that. They give you a lot of the stuff.
And the pound and a half is like $32.
Right. We just got the pound, right? We got the smaller one.
Yeah, we got the small.
Yeah,
one. I think
which
it's
is a lot.
It's like a little. Maybe it's like a little more than half a pound. Maybe it's a little under a pound or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was $20.
Yeah, and you get a lot. I could only imagine what a pound and
Look,
a half.
one thing I love about like local places like this
Mhm.
is the prices are always right.
Yeah,
Right.
for real.
You know,
Yes.
they're not trying to cheat you out of a meal, make you pay extra for something that you know you're getting good value for what
Yeah,
you're about to eat.
Literally.
Right.
Like
right.
I was looking at the menu and I'm like, I think I could eat about 10 tacos.
Yeah.
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 Let me tell
literally.
you, everybody else in there, the line was out of the building.
Mm.
Literally, and it's not a big spot. It's small. Probably had like 5 tables lined up along the edge, but then the rest of the place was countertop and walk space. but it was wrapped around the building. People were on their lunch breaks.
And this was a weekday.
A weekday.
Wow.
Like a weekday. Also, sidebar, some history. It is located on Commercial Avenue right there. And Commercial Avenue is like the main place where all the commercial business was.
Wow.
And that's where the Southworks was located on Commercial Avenue. Coin for me. All right. Enough of the coin.
That's enough coin.
It is. I'm overboard this episode. I even admit it.
You can also order tongue.
Nope.
Yeah. No, you should.
Why not?
You should.
Here we go.
It's so good.
Talk
It's
to me.
real good.
It's
Talk to
so
me.
good.
Tongue is good.
Is that
It's
a
really
French dish originally?
Bob,
I mean, a lot of
French
cultures
tongue?
eat
Bob, you ever had tongue?
I said it's a French dish originally, French tongue, you know.
Look at.
That's
It
good.
work out well.
You was,
This guy.
Sorry. I've had kidney, not tongue.
Kidney is
You've never had
basic.
lingua?
get DeAnna. She thinks she's so smart
You
now.
never had it?
Look at
First of all, you can't come out here like that because she's your sister.
that.
Okay,
Thank you.
you can't do that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
She's had tongue.
Yeah, clearly she got 2 kids.
I won't say it.
Bob.
I won't
Earlier,
say it. I'm
earlier
gonna
I
keep it
said
PG-13.
something to Bob like, "Can you just pull it out?" And he was like, I got 2 kids. I'm not."
Yeah,
really
he's
good at that."
like,
I was
that's
like,
Not my forte.
Bobby.
You Bobby. Hey, no, that's the late. That's the after hours talk. That's Bobby's. He bobbed to us. He Bobby to the.
That's ungodly communication.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway, yeah, but back to the tacos. It was. So what did y'all? So let's start down there. What did you think about the tacos, Bob? DeAnna, talk to us.
I think there was the first bite.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know, sometimes you try different foods and you're like, man, I gotta, really get the flavor. It was really the first bite
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
that I was like, this is a good taco.
Yeah.
Juicy, delicious. You could tell the seasoning was just sort of
Mm.
Yeah.
simmered
Those
in
are
it.
That salsa?
And that salsa was on fire.
Yeah.
On fire and on fire. But it was great though. Nice kick to it. What was that made? What was it made of? I don't even.
I don't know.
I don't even know
Village
what
peppers.
Yeah.
It's darker salsa,
Yeah.
Mhm.
kind of like liquidy salsa, but real juicy.
Probably has those like darker chilies. That's why it's probably darker.
I also love they give the lime and cilantro go aggressive on that too.
A lot. So the lady, she literally just grabbed like a handful.
She
put
raw
it.
dogs it. Yeah.
She
raw dog?
She did. She did. She had gloves. If y'all wondering, no. But yeah, they don't hold back on it. They don't hold back. They give you the food. You know what I mean?
Generously,
Like,
yeah.
generously given. What you think?
It was great. I mean, I loved it. I love goat, so
I think that's what. So you can get goat or beef, right? You can get goat
get the
beef.
goat.
And
you gotta do the goat.
Get the goat.
I couldn't even tell it was goat. I thought
Yeah.
it was so good. That's the crazy thing.
Yes,
Goat
that
is great.
Yeah, it was so good.
it is. And if for anybody out there that is like on the fence with
Grow
these
up.
different type of food,
Grow up.
I'ma
Grow
just
up.
Look,
yeah.
Just grow up.
yeah.
Grow the fuck up.
Yeah.
Stop eating ground beef. Just grow up.
I mean, you don't got to stop eating ground beef now. It's good.
I mean, there are other options.
Go shuck yourself
There's
an
other
oyster or two.
options,
You know what I
and-
mean?
What'd you say?
Go shuck yourself an oyster or two.
yeah.
Oh wow, we're going over there now.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
look at
We're
it.
still on the go. We're still on the go.
You won't even eat the cow's tongue.
No.
How do you like beef, but you don't want to eat the tongue though?
It's the best. So
It's
good.
tender.
Wait a minute. How did this come about me? I was
You're the
on
only
your
one
side
here
with the
that
goat.
won't eat tongue.
Yeah, right. I don't know. I never had. I don't want. It looked weird. First of all,
You don't
you
eat
don't
the
even
tongue
know. You
whole.
don't even know. Yeah, you just
no, I said it looked weird. I know that. I seen it.
you've seen
You
it
don't
before.
grab
seen
the
it go-
tongue and just bite off of
Some.
it.
Ooh.
I mean,
You can, but
That
that's
sounds
not.
like a Fear Factor challenge.
Yeah, for real.
it sounds like
I've
a
had
good
it
time.
like that before.
Sound like
Wow.
a good time. No,
Wow.
no, but for real, like honestly, I don't know. I just can't. It's the podcast. Who knows? Maybe I'll try one day.
There will be a tongue tour for Dario.
Tongue tour.
Hey,
Yeah. No, relax.
y'all heard
Tongue
it,
tour.
yeah.
Tongue tour.
Y'all heard it
No,
first.
shut
Gonna get
the
all
shut
tongue twisted over there.
Hey, look, go ahead, my coin. No, but
It's disgusting.
they have beef and they have the goat. And the only reason I was about to say this is because I agree with Bob. You don't even realize that it's goat. So if you got that in your head, you know what I mean? This is coming from somebody who, through this podcast, my palate has changed. I used to be like, nah, I won't do it. But now,
Now
you know,
he's like, no.
no. Now I'm doing it. You know what I mean?
Wait. So I need to know, like, what's the craziest thing that you've eaten
Ooh.
that you feel like you would have never?
Octopus.
No, I
That-
would say octopus. You've eaten octopus.
I've eaten octopus.
Ostrich burger.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Had an
What?
ostrich
Oh,
burger.
wow. What did that
Had an
taste
ostrich
like?
burger.
If I'm being honest with you,
Bland.
it wasn't all that to ride.
It's very
ride on.
lean.
It is. It's
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
not bad. I mean, not bad at all. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's, if you got ostrich or chicken or beef, ostrich is definitely on the bench.
It looks like a beef patty, but it's not.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about bison?
I like bison.
I love
I like bison. Bison got a certain kick to it too.
Yeah, I've made him bison burgers before. Veal.
Those are some of our first burgers we had.
Yeah.
Yeah. You used to make bison
I'm
all the
weird
time.
about veal.
Why? Because it's a baby.
Baby. Yeah,
Who cares?
Yeah.
You're eating
Who
the mom.
Cheers.
Yeah. You
I
said
want
we
to give it a year, then I'll eat it.
I mean, we be eating chicken eggs, so
Here's the thing. Here's the
That's
thing.
true.
If you're
You know?
gonna eat, if you're gonna eat animals, don't be a hypocrite. Just
That's
eat
true.
everything.
That's true.
that's a fact. That's
You either eat it or you don't.
I'll
Hey.
veal. Next time we get, I'll get some veal.
That's what she said.
you either eat it or you don't.
Yeah. There's no. You can't half eat it.
You know,
I don't know what.
you didn't just say
You
we
can't
talking about food.
halfway eat
Got to
it.
eat all of it.
Yeah. But I will say, anyway, long story short about the goat, just it's good. Like honestly, get that out your head because now I don't think I want any more birria tacos without it being goat now.
You could just say birria.
Birria tacos, yeah.
Birrieria is
It's
like
the
a
store, right? It's the place. Yeah, my bad. Anyway, y'all trying to say I'm stupid on my own podcast.
No
I
one.
ain't-
Why is it every time someone corrects him, he thinks
No. I
I'm
can tell the
calling him
tone in y'all
stupid?
voice. I can tell y'all voice. DeAnna did this with her hands. It's the store, you idiot. Like that's what she did. She did that. Like I said, I know this is a sibling thing. I know this.
That's different.
Look.
That's not what I'm on, y'all. I'm gonna step. Why am I sitting in the middle? Is the question.
Yeah, this is.
So we can't fight.
Yeah. We don't fight. We don't fight. I ain't never wig snatched a day in my life. Not that DeAnna got a wig either. I don't.
To be clear,
To be clear, she
not a wig.
look at Bob yanking on it again. Look at it.
Yanking on.
Again,
Yanking on what?
No, but the sauce I do want to
There's
let.
way too many sexual jokes for the fact that this is your family.
And it's a holiday episode. What's going on with us?
All the family.
I think it's Bob bringing this energy. Like, it's definitely Bob.
This is Bob.
This is
bringing-
the wine.
What?
Put the wine down.
No, this is how the holiday should be. Should be fun. Should be
Yeah,
lighthearted.
Drama free. Are you insinuating that
what you mean?
holidays aren't
No.
drama-free?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to insinuate. I'm going to say it. This shit ain't no insinuation there.
Stressful.
Yeah.
It'd be stressful.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
real.
This has been the least stressful Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Shit.
And we're recording a podcast.
Right, on Thanksgiving,
You know?
like this is. But the sauce. One more time for the sauce too, just because.
Give it up for the sauce.
Yeah, you give it up for the sauce. Honestly,
Don't we have a clap?
yeah. We will give it up for the sauce. Literally, it was very good.
Yeah.
I think we all had the exact same reaction when we tried it.
Yeah.
It was just fire. It was literally, it was just fire. Yeah. And I see the red heat light.
Flash.
Yeah, heat light is coming on.
All right. Well,
but it was good. Damn.
On that note,
Bob DeAnna, tell us where they could follow y'all on social media.
Not Twitter.
You said don't do the Twitter.
Yeah, no, you can follow. It's actually the podcast is going to be renamed GC and More.
But you can go to grocerychat.com.
Yes.
There you go.
You can
Place to
find
go.
GC and More on Instagram.
Okay.
You can find only that on Twitter.
Not
Don't look for
DeAnna's
your name.
personal.
We're no longer on MySpace.
Damn.
No, we're looking forward to getting back, and we're gonna have some professional, some business stuff, some fun stuff. Because I think the main premise is we all have work, but we have lives outside of work.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
And we want to just explore that a little
Yeah,
bit.
because y'all are very successful in your business that you run. So continue success on that. I'm excited to have y'all back because you are lit on Twitter, but it's good to have the conversation. We have very similar conversations. So,
Yeah.
hey.
Yeah. On that note,
Thank you.
if you like this episode, send
Hey.
it to someone you like. If you hated this episode,
Hey.
Thank you,
keep your
guys.
mouth shut.
Thank you
I
for
don't know.
having
Maybe
us.
you don't have a family and you're alone this holiday
Damn.
season, so that's why you're bitter.
God damn.
Touch some grass. I don't know. I'm telling you.
Damn.
Touch some grass.
Love it.
Yay. For Bob
We
DeAnna.
appreciate
Sarah.
you guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm Dario. This 77 Flavors of Chicago. We out of here. 2 more left, y'all. 2 more left.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of 77 Flavors of Chicago. We look forward to having you again next Monday. So make sure you look out for us on any platform where you can listen to a podcast. Make sure you rate, subscribe, and do all the things. And we'll see you next Monday.